Perek Vav Mishna Beis. Omer Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. B'chol yoyim v'yoyim bas kol yotzes mehar chayrev u'machrezes v'yimeres. Every day there's a bas kol that comes out, that cries out, calls out from har chayrev, and it proclaims, Oy lahem labriyos me'alboina shel Torah. That oy for the briyos, oy lahem to the briyos, those creations from the that they disgrace the Torah. Shekol mi she'ena oisek b'Torah nikra nozov. Anyone who is not oisek b'Torah is a nozov shenemar nezem zov b'av chazir. A person who is not oisek b'Torah, it's something disgraceful. It is like a chazer that has a golden ring in its snout. Nezem zov b'av chazir. So too, a person who is not oisek b'Torah. If he's not oisek b'Torah, he's like a chazer. He has a golden ring in his snout, but he's a chazer, and it's disgracing the Torah. It's disgusting for the Torah. So, what is the meaning of this? If a person is not oisek b'Torah, so why does he have a golden ring? Why is the ring golden? If you tell me that it's a person who is oisek b'Torah, but Rahman al-Son, he does terrible things. He does ma'asim roim. Rahman al-Son, he does chatoim. Then I would understand it's a nezem zov. He's learning Torah. He has the golden ring. But it's like a chazer. Because his actions, his midas, do not coincide. It doesn't stem with his learning of the Torah. Then I would understand it. If it's a person who has midas royas, midas achzorias, and he learns Torah, that's a disgrace, and that's disgracing the Torah. That's disgracing the Torah. You're learning Torah, and this is how you act? Now that's a nozov. That's oiloi me'alboina shel Torah. But if he's not oisek b'Torah, so where's the nezem zov? Where's the golden ring? He's simply a chazer. Where's the golden ring? How is he disgracing that golden ring, which seemingly he doesn't even have? But the pshat is, al pi the goin, that what we're dealing over here is not with a person who does not learn Torah. A person who does not learn Torah, he does not have the golden ring. We're talking about a person who does learn Torah, but he does not apply himself totally and thoroughly to the Torah. He learns Torah, but not the way he should, and not with the care that he should take, and not with the depth, and he doesn't immerse himself in Torah. So he has Torah, and he would appear like he's a learned person, but in fact he's not a Talmid Chacham. Say Neshus Chayil v'lechem atzlos le'soichel, which is a reference to the person who is learning Torah. Neshus Chayil, besides the plain literal meaning, which of course is a pshat in the psukim in Mishlei, but it has a deeper meaning, which is the relationship between Klal Yisrael, Knesset Yisrael, and the Rebbeinu Shalom. Lechem atzul sloi seichel. The Isha, so to speak, that bond with Klal Yisrael, Knesset Yisrael, and the Rebbeinu Shalom, and we're like the Isha, we don't eat lechem atzlus. It's not bread of the lazy man. It's not the Torah of the lazy man. Lechem atzlus loi seichel. We dig deeper. We learn, we chazer, we analyze, we go deeper and deeper to try to get to the essence and the truth. That's the way we learn Torah. That's the way we learn Torah. A person who learns Torah, and it's misaf l'chutz, and a person who does it without the proper amkus, without the proper, he has the appearance of a learned person. He has the appearance of a Talmid Chacham. But l'havdil elef havdalos, a chazer has the appearance of perhaps a a behema that's kosher, behema Torah, because it chews its cud. because rather it brings out its hooves, but it doesn't chew its cud. The Panemias is not kosher. It's a nezem zoh ba'av chazir. There's the golden ring, but it's only klape chutz. It's not klape pnim. The Panemias, so to speak, the chazer, he's only mara klape chutz. He sticks out his hooves over there. He sticks out his legs to show that they're split. But the Panemias, the chewing of the cud, the Panemias, so too the Talmud Chod, the learned person, if he doesn't do it b'Panemias and doesn't chazer over and over again and go deeper and deeper and deeper again, it's an ezem zoh ba'av chazir. And perhaps we can say that that's meduik in the lotion of the Mishnah, that it comes out, the kol is yotzim mechar chorev, and it says kol shmi sheina oisek b'Torah. It doesn't say mi sheina loimet Torah. Kol mi sheina oisek b'Torah. I'm talking about the asik of Torah. Asik is more than learning Torah. We make the bracha la'asik b'divrei Torah, that it should be an asik. It should be what we do wholeheartedly, b'leiv nefesh, thoroughly immersed in it. Lahavdil, like someone who is asik in his asakim, in his business ventures, his mind, his whole mind, his thoughts, his thinking, his machshavas, day and night. He wakes up in the middle of the night thinking and worrying about it. Our asik is b'Torah. Someone who learns Torah, but if he's not asik b'Torah, then oiloi me'alboinu shel Torah is disgracing the Torah. The proper way, the truthful way, emistic way, is to be totally immersed in the liman HaTorah. Rav Vosner Zatzal, the Baal HaShevet HaLevi, Rezeicha, many times to hear the pearls of wisdom from him. And he said that he heard from his Rebbe, Rav Shimon Mezalachov, Zchus HaYogen Aleinu, that there are many people who learn with a quarter of their machshava, of their mayach, of their head, half a head, 3/4 of a head. But a real Talmud Chacham is one who applies himself totally, 100%, totally immersed in his learning. And if a person does that, and he puts all other daigas and worries aside, and he totally immerses, then that person will reach the essence of the Torah, the Rozei HaTorah, the Simchas HaTorah. That person comes to the essence and the truth of learning the Torah. It's said about the Chavetz Chaim, that the Chavetz Chaim said, do you think that if I would eat meat every day, that I'd be able to write the Mishnah Berurah? The Chavetz Chaim had to immerse himself totally, completely in his learning in the writing of the Mishnah Berurah, and he had to abstain from all other types of things, to be kol kuloi, totally immersed in the halachas of Orach Chaim. The Baal HaShevet HaLevi of Rav Vosner Zatzal told me once that he heard that the Chavetz Chaim was so immersed in the halachas of Shabbos and Erevin when he wrote the Mishnah Berurah. To write those halakim, Chelik Gimel and Chelik Dalet, he was so immersed in Hilchos Shabbos and Erevin, and that was all that was on his mind, that he forgot many other things. And his son-in-law, Rav Levinson Zatzal, from time to time had to remind him about certain things that he would have come naturally and he would have known instantaneously, but he was so totally immersed in these halachas and writing Chelik Gimel and Dalet and Mishnah Berurah that many other things were blocked out of his mind. That is the truthful way, the emistic way of learning Torah. And even if we don't have the opportunity of learning Torah Yom V'Layla, but those sha'os, those times that are designated for Limud Torah, they should be b'leiv nefesh, with total concentration, without distractions. Kol kulo la'asek b'divrei Torah.